Yes, everyone, two live shows in one. Well, it's not two live shows in one. It's two big bits of news in one. We've got two big stories to get through this afternoon at Manchester United. There's been developments everywhere going on this afternoon. Man United are about to hold a press conference. We're going to cover that with Michael Carrick. That is coming up. Obviously, the embargo version is going to be cleared, and then we're going to get into Michael Carrick and what he has said in his first sit-down press conference. Who might be back, how he's looking at the derby. But more importantly, Manchester United missing out on another target in Marc Guéhi. Glasner has announced that he's actually leaving Crystal Palace. Is that teeing something up? Speculations are rife, but the big one is this mystery midfielder and who Manchester United have actually been talking to. So we'll get through the press conference in a bit. We'll touch on the Glasner stuff and everything that's going on with Marc Guéhi. He's on his way to Man City. I'll be covering that later on as well, in depth on Adam FC also. But there is only one place to start. Who is the mystery midfielder? Who are Manchester United talking to, and who could it be? From Europe, not Saudi Arabia. And this is all from what Ben Jacobs has said earlier on today on Football Terrace, talking about Manchester United's transfer window and what Manchester United could possibly do. Now, what Manchester United could possibly do is struggle, and it clearly is that. And that's the case for Manchester United. City, yet again, in the middle of all of these charges flying around, are about to splash another 20 million, taking their January spend to over 80 million this January. Doubling down on their fight for the title, acting like what you say a big club. Look, everything aside for Manchester City right now, obviously, this is where Manchester United fans have got an issue. We should be obviously trying to compete ourselves and get into the market, but United are struggling unless we've dipped into the loan market. Now, the loan market is interesting. It's never really worked out great for Manchester United, but indeed we are in the market again, it would seem. You can see the news going across the bottom of your screen right now. Manchester United have, in the last 24 hours, spoken to a midfielder in Europe with Premier League experience over a loan move to come to Manchester United this month. Who it is, I have got no idea. All I'm seeing on social media is everybody guessing. I'm sure you've tapped into Google or ChatGPT which players with Premier League experience from midfield are now playing in Europe at the moment and narrowing it down. Everyone's doing their own research and their own work, trying to figure out who the hell this new midfielder is. It is one of them swerve balls that has been thrown at Manchester United fans this afternoon just to get us a little bit excited. Manchester United have spoken, by the way. Now, let's not get carried away. This is the level of, I think, running of a football club that we need to be discussing on top of this as well here, where Manchester City have bought Semenyo, he's scoring goals and they're competing for 4 trophies. They've just gone and bought out Marc Guéhi from under Liverpool's and Arsenal's noses, spent money on him. 2 proven players in 2 key areas that they need to improve in. Done. Here we go. That's happening. Manchester United have spoken to a mystery loan midfielder. Now, look, I'm all for Manchester United doing business, as you know. I'm all for United actually trying to get something done to help Michael Carrick in this situation. But how embarrassing is it that we are scraping the barrel for loan players that we're not allowed to talk about or not allowed to be mentioned or we don't know the name of? And City are just going out and getting business done on the eve of the Manchester derby, going out buying Crystal Palace's captain and best player. And then also on top of that, buying the leading goal scorer from Bournemouth and their best player. Proven, solid, absolute mustard players. They've got them bits of business done. 85 million quid spent in January on top of the millions that they've already spent in the summer. 2 key positions wrapped up, sealed and delivered. And United are talking about a mystery midfielder. Who will it be? Are these the levels of excitement that we are going to get to? Talking about a loan deal right now. It is a short-term loan deal. Ben Jacobs has said there is nothing more to it. It's a player playing in Europe right now that has been in and has got Premier League experience. A midfielder. So a central midfielder is what we're looking at here. Who will it be? Is this just a cover-up to make it look like United are trying. Look, I can look at it loads of different ways. The facts are there in front of you. Our rivals are buying. Like, Spurs have just spent 50 million on a fullback and a central midfielder. City are spending money on a centre-back and a winger. The other clubs around us are spending money and buying the right players that they need right now. And United are standing still with this vision that Carrick, who we're going to be listening to as well in a moment, Carrick is going to fix with the current squad that we've got. Honestly, Carrick is not going to be able to fix this squad, I don't think, anyway, without investment coming in. This lone player, whoever he may be, honestly, I don't know who is playing in Europe right now that's good enough to come to Manchester United. If he was in the Premier League and he's gone to Europe, then surely he cannot be that good. That's what I would say. If he's out there, and that's no disrespect to European football and the leagues that this could be the Bundesliga, could be La Liga, could be Serie A, it could be the Eredivisie, it could be Ligue 1. Who is out there that has left the Premier League club, playing in Europe right now, that's going to fix Manchester United's midfield this season? Let's be honest, like, it has to be a player that, as people they're saying, sounds like Neves. It's not Neves because Neves is in Saudi Arabia. And Ben Jacobs has already said it's not Ruben Neves. This player is playing in Europe. So this is actually happening now. And it is clear that Manchester United have gone out into the loan market deliberately because they're not willing to spend money. They want quick fixes and just someone who can come in. This player isn't going to improve Manchester United, I don't think. A loan player is someone that's clearly not doing well in his club and wants to move away. Otherwise, that club wouldn't be offering a loan anyway. So United have spoken to someone who's in Europe, who's willing to take a loan, and the club are offering this loan as well. Otherwise, United wouldn't have started talks in the first place. Who's already tried his hand in the Premier League, obviously failed, and then moved away to Europe. And I'm sorry, there's no European league right now for me, unless you're in a Bayern Munich team, unless you're in a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, one of these big clubs. Unless you're one of them clubs letting a lone player go, then United shouldn't even be interested. But even then, when you look at it, it's still half-hearted. It's half-arsed again, isn't it, with United? It's a loan deal for a player that hasn't cut it in the Premier League, that's now not doing it in Europe, that is willing to come back to the Premier League because he's clearly not doing well at the club that he's at right now. Who is this man? Like, clearly, everything that we've just mentioned there, yeah, he could come in and fill a gap in, I don't know where, holding midfield. Look, is there someone better than Manuel Ugarte that's going to come in on loan at the moment that someone's going to release? Honestly, I look at it and I don't see any club willing to release their player to Manchester United unless they don't feel like that player's doing anything. I think I've gone around the houses there in talking about this and how this is broken down, but that's what it all comes down to, basically. Who the hell are Manchester United going to get that's going to improve them, that's not been able to cut it in the Premier League, that's willing to be released by their club in Europe? And I'm sorry, there's no European leagues better than the Premier League right now. So if he's not doing it there, then why is he going to be able to do it coming back to the Premier League again? And you could say, well, there are some teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, with players that are better than Manchester United right now. So, and that tells you again, more of the story is that they're not going to release their best players. It has to be someone who is not able to cut it at them bigger clubs as well. Broken down, desperate, trying to make it look like we're doing something, and someone who isn't any better than what we've got right now. That's how I see it. So you can get all excited as much as you want with this potential new player coming in. I refuse to get excited until I know who it is, but using everything that I can think of there in terms of who this player might be, and now Manchester United have managed to break this down as to someone who might actually help us out. I don't see it. I really don't see how this player is good enough and is good enough to just bring in right now. Like, seriously? It has to be some form of holding midfielder for one, I would say. I can't see any other position needed. We don't need 8s. We don't need 10s. There's no one out there right now who's going to loan us a winger that's better than what we've got. And I'm talking Ahmad and Mbeumo. Fullbacks, I would rather a fullback be coming in, honestly. But I think with Mazraoui coming back and Luke Shaw still being fit, I think we feel like we've got enough there. So United have gone out, right, we need another midfielder in because we don't trust Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro. And you would have seen clearly earlier on as well, if you haven't seen the news, that Casemiro actually now has the opportunity to trigger another year on his contract on the same wages if he starts 35 games. To do that, he would have to play every single game now from this point, including the derby, till the end of the season. Highly unlikely. And if United bring in another holding midfielder, I can clearly see this being someone to push in and compete alongside or for Casemiro right now, because they are not going to give him that triggered extension. There's no way that Casemiro starts 17 games in a row now for Man United and gets the chance to trigger that extension on his contract. Not happening, not in a million years. I'm going to say that now. So Casemiro's extension is there and is on the table. And we're looking at what? Potentially bringing in a loan player that isn't cutting it in Europe. We are laughable. We really are laughable. Honestly, I don't see it. I mean, who out there has got Premier League experience in Europe? People saying Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I can see there. There's a few. And get your thoughts in. Tell me who you think it might be, everybody. A midfielder that's played in the Premier League, that's gone to Europe, and United are talking to about coming back for a 6-month loan period till the end of the season. Let me know your thoughts. Get into the comment section. By the way, don't forget, please hit the like button and make sure that you do subscribe to the channel as well, so you're notified of all the news coming up. We'll keep the comments coming in on that, and we'll keep the comments flooding in on Casemiro, on the potential of a new midfielder coming in. Please tell me, everybody, what you're thinking. And of course, I will keep a check on the news as we go through the show. I'm going to make sure we don't miss out on anything. Oliver Glasner, Nian Danke. I don't know, is that German? Probably. But yeah, Glasner also announcing today that he is leaving Crystal Palace in the summer. He's done. He will not sign a new contract. I think the fact that he has had Mark Gehi sold on him this month, honestly, I think it is taking the mick. Glasner's hands fully tied, and Adam, it's Pogba. I like that one, United lens. Paul Pogba coming back to United. Pogba again. Oh my days. Seriously, let's laugh it up, people. Come on, we have to entertain ourselves. We do. Yeah, someone there saying Scott McTominay as well. Scott McTominay does not fit into a midfield. He fits in as an attacking midfielder, which we've got an abundance of already. But yeah, going back to Glasner, is this teeing up Manchester United? Is this teeing us up to bring Glasner in the summer? I think he's clearing his way. So that is one manager we know is going to be spoken about quite a bit now because of this news today. And you know what? I don't blame him really for bailing on Crystal Palace. He's not had any backing whatsoever there. He's losing all of his best players, and he's losing one in January. He's actually come out and said that Mark Gehi is not available and not in the squad for Palace because the move to Manchester City is so close to the final stages. God, I wish that Manchester United did business this quickly. Honestly, 85 million and strengthening Manchester City no end in January. They've done it again with everything going on. It's crazy. It really is. Bellingham could be it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Bellingham on loan from Real Madrid. Glasner defo will be in the running. I just hope it's not him, says Carl. Get your comments in, everybody. Can we not get Glasner in early if this falls apart? No. Well, I don't think United are willing to pay. Again, it's like this transfer, Greg. We're not willing to pay for anybody. We're skint in terms of financial fair play, it would seem. We are willing to push the boundaries for top targets. I'm sorry, like, this is the problem for Manchester United now, because Mark Gehi should have been a top target. He should have 100% been on Man United's radar, and we should have been going all in for Mark Gehi. If we're looking for a centre-back, 20 million to Manchester City, this is the problem we're having, because it's all right me saying that Man United need to be going after Mark Gehi. Yeah, we should be. But The problem we've got is that Mark Gehi only wants to join a club going forward, i.e. someone in the Champions League. And that there is clearly why Man United cannot get players like this. We cannot compete anymore. That's 2 players there that Manchester United have touched base with, are interested in, that have not gone to us, that have gone to Manchester City because there's a better opportunity for them at City than there is Man United. We should be looking at this and we should be ashamed of ourselves. If you are at Manchester United right now and you are working in the hierarchy, the management team, recruitment team or anything like that, if you are part of this football club right now, you should be absolutely ashamed that you're missing out on signings to Manchester City. How far have you dragged this club down and through the mud? Gehi was needed. Semenyo was needed at this club. 85 million for 2 proven in their prime Premier League players. A lot of P's in there, weren't there? And they've gone to your rivals. They've gone to City. My, how the tables have turned. We, as a football club, should be embarrassed right now. We've missed out on Gehi. We've missed out on Semenyo. And we are looking at some guy who nobody knows who it is for a loan till the end of this season. And we're expecting Michael Carrick to turn the ship around and steer it down the glory road to Manchester United being back into Champions League football again. Seriously, honestly, the belief in this football club is draining very, very fast. And I know that obviously they could make something of the summer. It could be a miraculous summer for Manchester United. Yes, all good and well. But right now, look at this. Could have spent 85 million and got that back in Champions League money if you were in a stronger position and you were running yourselves properly. No, not happened. Again, if United had beaten Spurs in that Europa League and we were in Champions League right now, United might have a chance with Mark Gehi. He could have got Semenyo. Could have easily been done. But no. And this is why I did agree with Ruben Amorim before. It's like, forget about what's happened before. We have to look forward. We can't forget what's happened before because it's affecting what we're doing going forward. We're missing out on mega players at very, very affordable prices. Why? Because we're not competitive anymore. And we're falling away. We're not that type of club anymore. We're not appealing to certain players. How are Manchester City taking 2 players? And you could always say, look, it's about the lifestyle. They're moving up to Manchester. It's not ideal for players to move up from London or the south to Manchester. All of that's gone. Like, City are taking these players. Manchester's really appealing place to go and live in now. It's really up and coming. And United literally are not getting the signings and people are not wanting to sign for United because of the football and where we are as a club. That's it. Having a look through, and in terms of the mystery player as well, there is a few rumours going around on socials now that it might be Loftus-Cheek coming into Manchester United. It's Angel Gomez that plays as deep lying central midfielder for his club, and Carrick loved him. United could have got him in the summer for free. I can't see it. No, it won't be Hayden Hackney either, and Donny van der Beek. Some great comments coming in, everyone. I don't want anyone to sign, says Robbie. Tell me why, Robbie, mate. Is it just because you want this club to suffer more for the mistakes that they've made above and all of the managerial situations? Let me know, mate. What we're looking at here. In terms of Michael Carrick's press conference, by the way, everybody, we are not far away now, less than 10 minutes before we hear from the man himself. Hi, Adam. Do you know the sporting guy, Trincao? Yes, I do. He is having a great season in midfield. Also, mate, would you have a punt at Andy Robertson at Liverpool? No, mate, we don't ever do Liverpool players, and that will never happen, mate. But I do know Trincao. I do know him very, very well. We talked about him all summer, in fact. One message there in the comments says, I want relegation. Oh, God, that's saying something, isn't it? You got United fans actually wanting relegation. We spoke about that last night as well. Let me have a quick nosy on into the news and what is circulating regarding this midfielder in terms of who it actually might be. All I'm seeing is Gehi signed. Oh, Matt Gehi to Manchester City. It's painful. Liverpool miss out on another player as well. I've seen pictures of Carrick. I'll have a look. I'll have a look anyway. Try and find out some more information as to what is going on with the midfielder. Still very, very early in terms of this deal and what's actually going on regarding Manchester United's mystery midfielder. Just had a quick look through everything there. Can't see anything that jumps out at the moment, but if I do get wind of anything, I will keep you updated, everybody, as well. Club's a joke, Adam, call it out. I think I just did, didn't I? I think I just did, mate. The fact that we are losing out on Premier League proven players in January for the right price to Manchester City is a joke. And City with their charges as well. Like, seriously, what is going on with that? That needs to be brought up now. Have they just got completely away with it? Wilcox is vermin, says Robbie with the super chat. We're bringing Fred back, some people are saying. And some people are saying it is just spin and there is nothing to it at all. Could well be. Adam, the midfielder, is Marcos Llorente from Atletico Madrid. Tonight, Matthew, I will be. I have heard the Loftus-Cheek rumours as well, everybody. So, and what we've got with that is, well, strong, well, not Prem-proven, because he left. I don't know. Ben Jacobs wouldn't have said this otherwise, but he's giving nothing away at all. I mean, let's have a quick look. I mean, just for instance, before Michael Carrick comes on, let me just have a quick look at Loftus-Cheek and the situation with him contractually right now. So, as we know, he's moved to AC Milan and his contract is up at the end of next season. So when you look at performances, when you look at appearances for Loftus-Cheek, is he out of favour? This season, he's made... he's not out of favour at all. I mean, in Serie A alone, he's featured in 8 starting 11s. I mean, he's been used as a substitute quite often this season. So you could say that. 18 appearances for AC Milan this season. All in the... Let me just check, actually. All competitions, first of all. Doing some research while we're on the go here, people. So bear with me a second. So he's played 22 games this season in all competitions for AC Milan. He started 8 games out of 18 that he's been in the squad in Serie A. Super Cup started in that game against Napoli. They lost that. The Italian Cup, he played in all first 3 rounds, started in all 3 rounds up to the round of 16 where they lost to Lazio. So he started 12 games this season out of the 22 that he's played in. And he's played in 3 different central midfield positions, more prominently as a central midfielder. So what looks like a hybrid 6 type of player for Manchester United. And look, whether you think that's good enough or not, he's still 29, still young for a loan. Would Loftus-Cheek work? His market value is 10 million euros, so he's not got any better while being over in Italy. He's not in the England frame of things. And look, it's nothing to really get excited about. Again, I'll go back to what I said at the top of the show. Manchester United are looking at Manchester City across the road, buying the likes of Semenyo and Gehi, and we're looking for a nobody knows midfielder on loan. Not good. Not good at all for Manchester United. One thing we will be knowing soon, though, is what's happened this week at Man United, because Michael Carrick is about to take the hot seat. We are 2 minutes away, less than 2 minutes before we hear from Michael and what he's saying. Yeah, the Loftus-Cheek one, by the way, everybody, it's not my quote or anything. I've just noticed there's rumours going around that it could be him. I think people are putting 2 and 2 together, to be honest. So don't take that as a definite. But you look at certain things. What would Manchester United look at? Can he do a job? Yeah, he could probably do a job. Is he better than Agate? Stronger. Good in the air. Carries the ball well. Was good once in a lifetime. Like, can he do and make a difference for United? Fielder? Yeah, maybe. Like, gives us a bit more athleticism, maybe, as well. I don't know. I'm scraping the barrel myself here. Honestly, I'm trying to find good out of something that's really ridiculous for United. Keep your guesses coming in, everybody. I don't feel excited. I feel worse, says LOX. God help him. Glenn has just renewed his membership 15 months. You sound broken by our club, Adam. I am broken. I'm trying to be as upbeat as I possibly can with what's going on. Derby tomorrow. I've got to try and bring myself to be optimistic. It's the Manchester bleeding derby. And I'm going to be at Old Trafford tomorrow, like talking after the game, hopefully, like United haven't been completely embarrassed, because what's going on off the pitch at the moment is an embarrassment for Manchester United with what's going on with Manchester City getting all of these players. How did it ever come to a point where Man City actually were more appealing than Manchester United? How? It's a joke. It is an absolute joke. But we are about to move into the Michael Carrick press conference situation now. He is speaking, and we're about to get the first quotes from the newly reinstated interim boss, who is Michael Carrick. Still lots of people saying Loftus-Cheek in the chat. I can see that. There is something going around somewhere that might have been leaked on that one. Number 2, left cheek. Right, Carrick is in and he is talking. Let's get some of these quotes. So let's get into the journalist in the press conference. Michael Carrick on personal comments from Roy Keane. It didn't bother me. He also says on that, they're not putting more pressure on me. I don't feel that. There are plenty of opinions around, some positive, some not too much. It's totally irrelevant in terms of what I focus on. I know what I want to improve on, and this is from Simon Stone, who's in the press conference. I know what I want to improve on, how we want to work with the players. There's a lot that can be said. It's the way of the world. I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. So Carrick, not bothered by outside noise. Clearly, something I feel that Manchester United have told Michael Carrick, look, we cannot make it sound like Manchester United is this one club that everything is completely different at. You're in this hot seat. You have to accept what it is and what it brings. And you have to accept that you are going to get bombarded. So, yeah, deal with it. And he's come straight out there and said, I'm not bothered by the noise and everything else going on, all the opinions. One thing that Ruben Amorim was keen on, I think, in terms of putting out there and letting everybody know about, people listening to pundits, listening to Gary Neville, Roy Keane and whatnot. And Michael Carrick, with his first comments there, was basically just shut that all down. And I think kind of expected, to be honest. Not really surprised by it one bit. Carrick and taking the job, he said, 2 different roles sat in the chair in front of you are different from coaching. It's fantastic to be here, and it's great for me to be in this position. As well as that, I'm eager to succeed. It's a big and important job. One side is nice to be there. The other side is focus and concentration to improve the team and results. Yep, that's fine. No problem with that, Michael. Clearly just saying the obvious there to kick things off. And what else are we expecting from Carrick? Give us an update on the mystery man, Michael, when you're in that press conference. Who's coming in, mate? Talk to us. Who is it going to be? I want to know, and we all want to know. Anyway, we've got a super chat in from Glenn, who says, Loftus was a tongue-in-cheek suggestion. I love my audience. I love the subscribers. They do make light of the carnage, which is Manchester United. Love it. Carrick on the season targets. Okay, so we heard all the news around getting top 5, Wilcox demands. We talked about it the other day. Carrick's view on this is not in terms of it has to be this or that way. Like I said, we want to be near the top, but we have to take some small steps towards that, and European football would be a step towards that. So not saying there that he is has been told that he needs to get European football, but saying he has to get European football in the same way. Very diplomatic and very manager experienced response there, and that's good. I think he's covered it there without really saying anything or saying too much. So yeah, I do think that that is, like we said the other day, going to be the target. We need to get top 5. We need Champions League football, otherwise we are going to struggle. Man United need to win 11 of the 17 games left to have a chance to qualify for the Champions League next season. That would be the points tally. We're looking at the way it's going, around about 64, 66 points getting you top 5. United have 32. So we need to have a similar second half of the season, probably a bit better to secure it, because other teams are going to get better. So that's Manchester United in terms of where we actually stand at the moment regarding what we're going to need to do to get Champions League football. There was more talk there on Roy Keane, and he said the comments from Keane, if you didn't hear them a minute ago, were that it doesn't really bother him. It doesn't bother him if other players or former players are talking about him and what he's going to do. His focus is on Manchester United. His focus is on getting United into Europe, like he's alluded to there in that comment. Roy Keane and Gary Neville and everybody else, I don't think are going to concern Carrick. Like, he's a calm character anyway. And comments from former players, it didn't bother me, honestly, is what he said. Didn't bother him. He's played for Manchester United, so he knows of critique. He knows what being at this football club like. He knows what it takes to survive at this club as a player, and he's talking there like he's going to be using that experience, I think, now in managing Manchester United as well. The embargoed version of the press conference will be with us tomorrow morning as well, everyone. So don't forget that is coming also. And we are going to be covering everything from that. I don't know if it's going to be any different or a bit more to the bone or anything. It's quick turnaround. Obviously, we've got the first game of the weekend tomorrow against City. So press conference today, embargo till 10:30 tonight. We'll cover all of them extra comments from Michael Carrick in the 8 o'clock show as well tomorrow. But yeah, nothing substantial coming out of this press conference at all at the moment. Nothing for us to get excited about. Still, the news coming from elsewhere is the bigger news today. The Mark Gehi situation with City. United missing out on another target there. Obviously, Glasnost saying that he is going to be leaving Palace after this season. And Manchester United's mystery midfielder, who Ben Jacobs has said we've been talking to in the last 24 hours. Premier League experience, and he's now playing in Europe. It's not Ruben Neves. And there's a bit of a rumour going around that it could actually be Loftus-Cheek, a Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We just got rid of one Ruben. We're about to replace him with another. Well, not replace him, but bring in another one. We just like the name Ruben, don't we? Right. Shots Fired says, we've been told it's someone with Premier League experience who no longer plays in the Prem but does play in Europe, and we got leaks of Loftus-Cheek yesterday. Well, look, yesterday was when United were talking to the player. I'm not going to say Loftus-Cheek because there's nothing dead set on it yet. This is just a rumour. By the way, everyone, just a quick question. While all these other quotes are coming through, there isn't, again, like I said, much to really get into with this presser from Michael Carrick here. But would you be happy with Loftus-Cheek? Get in the comment section if you're live with us right now. I will be separating this video up, actually. I will be doing another piece on this mystery player, whoever it is. I'll do a little bit more research and come back as well. But what is success? Was a question that's been asked to Michael Carrick in the press conference. I think improvement, helping individuals, is a big part of what I enjoy. I think if you improve the individuals, then you create a better team and results. There is an element of performance, an element of improvement, and doing what it takes to win in certain ways. We want to keep pushing and finish as high as we can. Oh God, generic questions and answers flying out this press conference right now. Heck no, in terms of Loftus-Cheek. No, again, as long as it's not Anthony, it won't be as terrible as it could be. Button Cheek, yeah, he signed for City. Keep up with the pack. Says Daz. We aren't keeping up, mate, are we? That's the thing. Not. Gutted that Spurs overpaid for Gallagher. Oh, sorry, he's deleted that one, Greg, there. Just reading through the comments. Somebody should tell the clowns in charge that potential doesn't win you titles. Might not get you top 4 either, mate. Never mind titles right now. Still sifting through the Michael Carrick press conference at the moment, everybody. And honestly, there isn't much to really get excited about. Going to have a quick scout through some of the other journalists that are in the room. It doesn't look like much is being given away. I'm eager to succeed. We have a big job ahead of us. It's an important job to do. It always is here to win games and play well. And to do that, it's in a certain way. Play well and do it in a certain way. I've spoken to Jason Wilcox an awful lot, and I'm working closely with Jason and Omar Barada as well. Over the last few days, we've spoken a lot, as you'd imagine. Yeah, talking about what he needs to talk about. He was actually asked a question about the Glazers visiting, because obviously they're in town. And that's where the comments from Jason Wilcox in terms of speaking to Omar Barada, speaking to Jason Wilcox, the question was asked. He said, I've spoken to Jason an awful lot, and I've been working closely with Jason and Omar well over the last few days. We've spoken a lot, as you can imagine. The ownership group were in and around it. It was nice to see them and meet them yesterday and have a small chat yesterday. They've taken care of business in some ways. We shared a few things. They wished us all the very best. And it was good to see them. Oh, I really don't want to hear him talk about that. And I'm sure Michael Carrick inside knows that that isn't going to be something United fans want to hear. But what else is he going to say? These are the guys that are paying his bleeding wages. So, honestly, I'm not going to take anything from that. Blazers can do one. And it is crap hearing Michael Carrick talking about it being nice to see them yesterday. I'm pretty certain inside Michael Carrick will not be happy in seeing the Glazers in Carrington yesterday. I'm very confident, in fact, that inside he's like us. Loftus-Cheek, why would that be such a secret? Nobody else would want him, or is it embarrassing? Yeah, keep it a secret because they don't want us to know that it is Loftus-Cheek. In terms of the presser, that pretty much covers everything from Michael Carrick. Not much at all there. The journalists are probably asking more questions, and we'll get the embargoed version tomorrow. I will be back with an update on the mystery player, no doubt, as well, coming up later on, everybody. But for now, that pretty much sums up Carrick's press conference and the news that we've been getting through this afternoon. Like I said, I will get you fully updated on everything that's going on. I'll do some more research and check in on this, and then I'll be back later on with an update. But it is full steam ahead, Manchester derby now. We need to be looking ahead to that and concentrating on that. And what happens around it? Well, that can also come second at the moment. Very important that Manchester United get a performance out of these players tomorrow. I think that is key. and Carrick actually managing to get a tune out of United. Even if we don't get the win and we might scrape a draw or something like that, that will be a good result for Manchester United tomorrow. So, yeah, full concentration on that. But like I said, I'll keep you updated on everything else anyway. Please give the video a like on the way out. Over 200 likes on the press conference video. Absolutely love that, everybody. Thank you so much again for being part of it. I will be back later, obviously. Again, like I said, please give the video a like, share, and make sure you hit the subscribe button here on Forever United TV to be kept up to date. Cheers, everybody. Have a good Friday afternoon, and I will speak to you all in a bit. Have a good one.